Good morning, PSNers. Good morning from Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome to the grand finale of the Free Classes in Every City 2025 end-to-end data analytics with Microsoft Fabric. It's day three. Today, we are going to be wrapping up on all our learnings for the Free Classes 2025 for this year. If you're excited to be in class this morning, let me see your yes in the chat. Welcome, 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 everyone. I'll be checking through the chat to see who are in class, just like we do every time to do our roll call. Welcome, everyone. You're excited to be in the class. Let me see yes in the chat. Welcome, Miracle. Good morning. Welcome, Godswill. Welcome, Lucy. It's so nice having everyone here again. And today is going to be another packed day. Welcome, Abdul. Today is going to be another packed day for us to soak in a lot of learning. So let's get prepared. Let's get prepared. So day three of our end-to-end data analytics with Microsoft Fabric. Today also marks the end of the free classes virtual sessions. After this, we are going to be having our physical meetup across communities that have shown interest to host the community members. After that, we are going to be having starting from June, we are going to be starting our hackathon and project participation. Hackathon for those that would like to run what we call the data science track, and then project participation for those who are interested in the data analytics track. Yeah, so very quickly, let's move on. We do this every time for the purpose of laying emphasis on, the people that are just joining us who doesn't know about data science Nigeria. Every time we always have new members join our session. So that's the reason why we always painstakingly do this to introduce everybody to data science. So that when people ask you out there, what exactly is data science? What do they do at data science Nigeria? You have enough information to actually tell them. We're also going to be speaking to the Journey to the AI Bootcamp. Like I do see, the Journey to the AI Bootcamp has started, and we start with free AI classes every year. I'm going to be inviting our facilitator who has been awesome for the last few days. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. So moving on straight to what we do at DSN, we have this vision and mission to raise 1 million AI talent and build AI solutions that improve the quality of life and well-being of 2 billion people in emerging markets. How have we been able to sustain this vision and mission is through these our five pillars. Yes, so this is the foundation of this, and this is the foundation that DSN is built on. What we call the community development, what we call the capacity building, what we call the research. I'm going to be speaking to research in one of my slides, and then we'll have ecosystem development, we'll have consulting and product development. Ecosystem development speaks to all our interventions in collaboration with the federal government of Nigeria. Let me say the AI ecosystem as a whole, and then we'll have the consulting and product development, which speaks to how to partner with various organizations to deliver on best things for them. Talking about the DSN AI community, which is the bedrock of data science in Nigeria itself. We have communities across cities and campus, and this is how we've been able to sustain the community. Yes, so we have the DSN Central, and then we have our sub communities who are also championing a lot at their own end. The physical meetup that we're going to be having in the month of June, you are going to be keen into your specific community. So the community has even expanded outside of Nigeria. We have communities in Africa, we have communities in different continents. Yeah, you can see this is our learning reach in over 96 countries. What this actually means is that we have learners dialing in from various countries, over 96 countries. Yes. This is how we structure the community. We have the campus community, the city communities, the ladies in AI, the partners of the AI researchers. So this speaks to the fact that there's something for everybody in the community. The community is a very big one. It's a very big one. So we all have our segment that we can key to talk of AI for schools. This is a program that we run for schools. And to talk of AI professionals, we run interventions for professionals. People who are no more graduate, they are no more in school, so they are professionals in their own field. So we run different things for different people in the community. And then the ladies in AI, it's very important as a female that you join this community because they are doing a lot. They are doing a lot in that community, the ladies network. So it's very important that you join the community. My colleagues will be dropping some useful link in the chat so that we can all key to this. And why be a DSNer? because it's not only to be participating in our sessions, that it's very important for you to be a TSNer. And how you can become a TSNer is by registering to become a TSNer. You register and then you get your DSN AI membership ID. Your DSN AI membership ID is unique to you. No two individual will have the same unique membership ID. We have the same membership ID. So it's very important that you generate your membership ID so that you can always use it to unlock different opportunities in the community. And these are various opportunities in the community. We have mentorship opportunities, we have access to premium training content, we have research support. Like I was saying the other time, we're very, very keen on research at TSA. We believe in providing solutions to problems. Yeah, so that's why we do a lot in terms of research. And then at the end of the year, you can also qualify for a certificate of participation. So certificate of participation speaks to the fact that you've gone through our trainings, you've gone through our learnings, and then yes, we believe in you that you can do a lot for yourself. So we certify you that you've participated and you are good to go. So this is the QR code to become a TSA member. I'll be leaving this for 5 seconds for everybody who are here to get their own membership ID to quickly scan through, and you can also generate your ID. Yeah, so like I said, the way we structure the community is that we have our DSS Central here in Lagos, and then we have various communities also across the country. So there is a community nearby you, there's a community very close to you that you can always reach out to for support. Yeah, the purpose of creating a community is for interaction, it's for growth and development. So we make sure that we have other communities to support you across the country. So by the time you scan this QR code, you are going to see a community that is close to you. You are going to see a community that is close to you. We'll be dropping useful link in the chat so that we can all make use of them. And this is the annual learning calendar. In the community, learning is one of our top priorities. Learning is a top priority for us, and that's why we structure the learning calendar from January to December, such that at every month, at every time in the year, there's something you are keen into. We started this year by, participating in mentorship sessions. After mentorship session, we moved to DSN Research Masterclass, which had for a month, 4 weeks. It was intensive, yeah. It was intensive, and now we're currently running our prayer classes in every city. And after prayer classes in every city, everybody will be participating in the hackathon and project participation. And after the project and hackathon participation, we move on to the pre-bootcamp learning. And after pre-bootcamp learning, we go into the AI bootcamp. And we also have, like I said, the community is big. We have events for kids and teens. We have events for ladies in AI. And we have our end of the year meetup, which always happen at the end of the year in December, where we come again, everybody come on the call like this, and then we reflect on what we've achieved this year and we also make plans for next year. Yeah, so this is the annual learning calendar. It's very important that we have access to this so that you can follow us as we journey through the year. Yeah, so we have this. This is a repository that contains over 25,000 learning content. Over 25,000 learning content. And this is a repository that we are also updating every time with updated content. If everybody is familiar with how the word is emerging, so there's a need for you to be updated. There are lots of content, there are a lot of learning resources that you need to access to be able to upskill yourself. So once you scan this code, you are going to be taken to a link where you have access to learning content. Talk of data engineering, artificial intelligence, data analytics, talk of any field in data analytics, data science, AI, you are going to find content on it. And yeah, so this is the journey to the bootcamp. Like I said, it has started. Today marks the end of the free hackathons in every city now, and then we're going to be moving into our hackathon and project participation, and then we move to 30 days pre-bootcamp learning, bootcamp qualification, the final selection, and then announcement of the best that will be attending the bootcamp, the best of the best. So these are pictures from previous Freya classes, and we can see. So even this year, we actually switched to virtual. Freya classes has always been physical, and so this year we're still going to be having the physical part of the Freya classes. So it's very important for you to fill out the form that we're going to be sharing during this call. During this session to participate in your physical sessions. And these are pictures from DSN here Bootcamp. It's always an exciting time of the year for us. This is actually a program we run annually. So it's always a very, this is, I call it the gathering of community members that have been active for the year. So everybody meet. It's an all expense paid event actually. It's an all expense paid. We accommodate you, we feed you for 5 days. We feed you, we accommodate you, and then we also teach you. AI Bootcamp is a very rigor one. You are exposed to a lot of learnings, theoretical, practical. I mean, different ones. Talk of emerging trends in AI, we discuss it during the bootcamp. And we don't only have that, we also have what we call the poster presentation session. We reach out to our community members to share us what they are working on in terms of research, and they come to present it at the AI Bootcamp because it's always an opportunity, it's always an avenue for you to share. So it's also part of the what we'll do at the DSNAI bootcamp, and the DSNAI bootcamp will be happening in October. So let's get prepared. So this is the training delivery approach we'll be using for these free classes. As we all know, we started from data storytelling and visualization, then we moved to Python for data science and machine learning, and then we did a whole week, 1 week learning the fundamentals of prompt engineering. And this week, we are concluding the Microsoft Fabric for data analytics. And you can agree with me that it has been an awesome time. And I'm also excited to tell you that our facilitator is on this call already. But today will be taking us by hand and then teach us again today on what we've not known already on Fabric. So it's going to be an exciting time. So I was talking about the free high classes physical meetup that will be happening in June. So this is the link. Very important for you to scan this and see if your community will be hosting. And even if your community is not hosting, for now, you can still pick a community that is nearby you here. And yeah, before the year runs out, your community will also host you. So it's very important that you scan this QR code and register for the Fair Classes meetup. So we're going to be sharing the links for you to fill this as the session proceeds. And the hackathon and project participation is live, like I said. Yeah, so it's very important that you also register for it so that you can participate. We need your registration so that you can always get information about the hackathon and project participation. And yeah, everybody, I would like you to welcome our facilitator again. Like I told you, she's already on the call. And I'll be handing over the mic to her. If you're excited to be in this class, let me see your favorite emoji. Let me see your yeses in the chat. Let me see your favorite emoji. Thank you so much, Praise. Praise is excited. And Praise is ready for the class. If you're excited, let me see your favorite emoji. Oh, Lucy is excited. Interesting. If you're excited, let me see your favorite emoji. Let me see your yeses in the chat as I bring on Ipoti them to teach us today what we don't know on Microsoft Fabric. Hi, Ipoti them. Please confirm you can hear us. Over to you.
Thank you very much for thank you very much for that warm welcome. And we're going to be starting right away. And for those that are just joining us for the first time, we're going to be thanking Microsoft Fabric with real-time analytics. Just give me a few minutes. I'm just going to be sharing my screen. Just give me a minute. So please, when my screen comes up, just kindly confirm that you can see my screen. Yeah, so once again, my name is Mbatidima Wax. I've been taking this session in analytics of Microsoft Fabric since on Monday. So if you missed any of the recorded session, you can always go back to the YouTube channel and watch the recorded session. So in our previous classes, we have talked about how to create. We started things off with Microsoft Fabric. We delved deep into how to create a lake house, how to create a warehouse. That was what we had in our previous session, and how to implement database security. And we also work with Apache Spark which is a very powerful data compute engine. So for today, we are going to be working on real-time intelligence in Microsoft Fabric. When we talk of real, okay, yeah, another thing I also love to mention for those that are just joining for the first time, you don't need to know everything in Microsoft Fabric. You don't need to know all the experience. We have the data science experience, we have the Power BI experience, the data engineering experience, and so on. And this is another experience which is called the real-time intelligence. So I want to make emphasis on one thing. You don't need to know, you don't need to be, you don't need to know everything in Microsoft Fabric. So just look for a particular experience that resonates with you and say, oh, I want to get better at this tool because Microsoft Fabric is the biggest announcement that was made in, I think that was in 2023. Yeah, so and the product is actually still new. This could also be a time for you to delve in and get started with Microsoft Fabric. And also for the emphasis of those that just joined, Microsoft Fabric is an end-to-end analytic platform. So this is where you perform all your Power BI, your data analytics, your data ingestion, the data engineering, and so on. You don't need to use different providers. You don't need to use different sources. Rather, you don't need to use different products. So everything is embedded in one platform. You don't need to also try to get your data through multiple sources, multiple vendors, multiple products. So everything is embedded in one platform. So for the sake of time, because we have a lot we are going to learn today, I'm starting out with Microsoft. I'm starting out with real-time analytics. So I'll also be checking the comment section. I want you to just give me a quick preview of what do you know by how do you understand Microsoft Fabric. Rather, how do you understand real-time intelligence? Sorry that I'm using Microsoft Fabric instead of real-time intelligence. So just in 2 seconds, I want to see the chat box. Just give me a preview of what you know about real-time analytics. So I don't want to be the only one talking alone. Real-time intelligence, I don't want to be the only one talking alone. So it's actually going to be a very interactive session. Just let me know what you understand by real-time intelligence. Just 2 seconds, and we'll be kicking off things by in just 2 seconds, and we're kicking off things. Yeah, thank you very much for that wonderful response, Usman. Thank you, Zit Buhari. I think I'll go with that. Thank you very much for that wonderful response. So, real-time analytics means getting instant insights from your data as soon as it arrives. So, instead of waiting minutes, hours, or days to analyze your data, you get updates immediately while events are happening. So, in this workspace for today's session, you will also learn how to create real-time dashboard from event stream. So let's say for an example, how can we apply real-time intelligence? You are running an online store and a customer places an order. Without real-time analytics, you would wait to the end of the day or weeks to analyze yourselves. Do you get that right? So imagine waiting to the end of the day. Oh, I've made about 30K today. It's not real time. You're waiting to the end of the week to be able to see revenue, to be able to see profit, and to also be able to see losses. But with real-time analytics, you instantly see what product was bought, where the buyer is located, how they paid, and whether your sales are rising right now. So how does Microsoft Fabric help with real-time analytics? For Microsoft Fabric is like I said, is a unified platform. For unified is a unified platform. So in Microsoft Fabric, we'll also be learning about event stream. We'll talk briefly about event stream. We'll also talk about KQL database. We'll also talk about real-time dashboard and so on and so forth. So like I said, just in summary of what I mean by real-time analytics, Imagine you having a store. You know what product was bought, you know where the buyer is located, how it was paid without how it was paid and whether your sales are rising high and low. So that's just a summary of what I mean by real-time analytics. So you don't need to, for a local store, you don't need to wait to the end of the week. Oh, I want to see how much profit was generated. I want to see how much losses I've made. So I hope that is explanatory enough. Okay, so that's I've explained what we mean by real-time analytics. So in the real-time hub, which we'll also get to see, we'll be working practically. You can find and connect real-time data sources and create event stream. We'll also talk about event stream. So you think of event stream, for example, your event stream collect data in real-time sources, like from sensors, from websites, from apps, and from social media. So think of event stream in that direction. It carries fast-flowing data into your system. It collects data in real time. So an example, for example, it can take live customers' orders, click on a website or update from Internet of Things. So that's what I mean by event stream in your real-time hub. So we'll also be getting to see real-time hub in Microsoft Fabric. Moving forward, this is just an overview this is just a pictorial representation of real-time analytics. This is just a pictorial representation of real-time analytics. And in real-time analytics, we have the event stream. So event stream is where we collect our data. So this is where you inject your data. This is where you process your data. Everything is your processing of your data is in your event stream. So you can create an event stream to capture, transform, and ingest real-time data from various sources. So I mentioned example of sources, which I had mentioned earlier on, that we have event stream sources like sensors, like websites, apps, social media, etc. So we moved on to the next one. You could see this process. These are the different data sources. So for the different data sources, this is an Azure, SQL, and so on and so forth, plus many other data sources. So from your data, from your sources, you ingest it into your event stream. These are you ingesting from your event stream, and from your event stream, you can analyze or transform your data in Power. You can analyze and you can visualize your data. So you can either visualize your data in Power BI or Activator. And so what does you can visualize your real-time data in a real-time live board. So your real-time analytics for your event house rather, in your event house, this is where you store your data. This is your event house, and this is where you store your data. And for your KQL query set, your real time, this is where you build your real time dashboard in your this is a whole process of it. So starting from ingestion, inject your data process, you can analyze your data. So when you analyze your data, you visualize your data. So from your event stream, your data is like it is your data storage is in your event house, and we have your KQL query set. This is for querying your data, and you can see your real-time dashboard. So in your KQL, you use Koto and Kotos and query language, which is KQL. You can also query and analyze your data in the event house. So this is where you analyze your data. The event house is for analysis by using KQL queries. So it is organized in KQL query set. We'll also be seeing a lot of that. And you are configuring your alert in the activator to trigger automated action. So this is just a lot to say. But when we move to the practical session, you get to see things practically. So moving to my next slide, I'm just going to be talking briefly about this. How do you ingest and transform real-time data? In your event stream, like I've mentioned previously, your event stream is your real-time data sources. So this is where you connect your data sources. Is this to capture, transform, and load real-time data from a wide range? I don't really do much with definitions, but this is your data. This is where you connect to real-time data sources and create your event stream. Moving forward, we have data sources for event stream. We have different data sources. So you can have external data sources like Azure Storage, as Azure Event, or Azure Internet of Things, and so on and so forth. So we also have Fabric Events. And so for Fabric Events, we have such as items in the Fabric workspace. Like, for example, we have the lake house, the warehouse. Those are items. Those are your items in the workspace. And we also have sample data. So for today's session, we are going to be working with a sample data we are going to be working with a sample data. So I hope I've made justice to what I meant by event stream. Your event stream, let me go over that again, is where you collect your data in real time. This is where you collect your data in real time from different data sources. And these are the different data sources: external services, Fabric events, and sample data sources. So these are how to, we also have data transformation in event stream. So these are the different data transformation in event stream. We have filters, if you're familiar with, or even Excel, if you're familiar with Microsoft Excel, you also be familiar with filter function. We also have manage fields. This allows us to add, remove, change your data types, rename your fields, and these are common in Power BI. So if you're coming from the Power BI background, you'll be familiar with Power Query Editor window, where you can change your data types, you can rename your fields, you can add and you can remove. So all sorts of transformation is carried out. That's another data transformation in your event stream, which your event stream is like a live data pipeline. I think that's the right word for it. It is your live data pipeline. And in this your live data pipeline, this is where you collect, this is where you process, and this is where you send data as it happened in real time. So I want to bring it down like real world experience. So think of your event stream in this way: you're organizing a music concert, and people are coming in, tickets are scanned, drinks are bought, performance are on stage. So these are real time data. So this is like a data pipeline that collects all this information. It collects, it processes, and so on and so forth. Moving forward, we are going to talk about aggregate function. So you're familiar with aggregate function. So this is where we use your sum function, your minimum function, your count function, and so on and so forth. This is where you also use average function every time a new event occurs over a period of time. And your group by function, if you're also like coming from a Power BI background, you could know group by used for transform your group by, oh, do you want to group by, let's say, do you want to group by cells? Do you want to group by orders? Do you want to group by country? Or do you want to group by gender? So this is what I mean by group by. And we also have union. So we use this union transformation to connect to a more mode with the event. So all this will also get to be seen then practically. So for union, fields that don't match are dropped and are not included in the output. We also have another function like the expand. This is used to create a new row for each value within an array. So like you're expanding your columns, expanding your fields. Like I said, you're expanding your rows. It is used to create a new rows for each value in your array. We also have the join function. So your join function is you're trying to join two stream data from two stream based on a matching column. So if you're also coming from a SQL background, also coming from a Power BI background, so you're familiar that we have different types of joins: your inner joints, your left joint, your outer joints, and so on. So we are also going to be talking about data destination in event stream. So let's try to explain this in and also going to be using real life examples. So you can load data from your stream into the following destination, like your event house. So your event house, this is where you use your Coastal query language to query and analyze your data. So you can ingest your real-time event data into an event house. So you also get to be seeing what I mean by an event house. You also have the lake house. So your lake house, we started off the class with lake house, so you should be familiar with lake house. This is where you store your data, you analyze your data, you process your data. But for a real-time analytics, it gives a, yeah, like I said, ability to transform your real-time event data before injecting them into your lake house. So real-time events convert into Delta Lake. So in Lake House use the Delta Lake format, and we also have the derived stream, which is used to redirect the output of your event stream to another stream. So we're also going to be seeing a lot of these we're also going to be talking a lot about a lot of this in detail, like in real experience. So we also have the fabric activator. Yeah, this is deep because we are talking about real time. So we'll talk about the fabric activator. The fabric activator lets you directly connect your real data, your real-time event data to a fabric activator, which is an intelligent agent that can automate actions based on values in your event stream. So what do I mean by that? So you're connecting your data directly to you're connecting your data directly to a real-time event data, this destination. So it's connecting it based on a real-time event data. So another example could be, let's say for an example, you have a sample data set. So you're trying to explore your data set, you're trying to preload your data set. Or we could also say We could also say, yeah, for your Fabric Activator can be used to visualize in Power BI report. It can be used to let you edit, or should I say, edit the pipeline. I know we're just talking a whole lot of this, but we're also going to be seeing them practically. So we also have custom endpoints. For your custom endpoint, this is a destination used when you want to direct real-time and data to an external system or a custom application outside Microsoft Fabric. So you want to use an external system to connect to your real-time data. So this is where you use your custom endpoints. So I hope that is explanatory enough. If that is not explanatory enough, you just let me know. So your fabric activator is like an is automated. You don't need to build anything from scratch. That's just as a beginner, for example, you don't need to let me just say beginner new user. So you can just quickly try out fabric without needing to build anything from scratch. So that's what I mean by your fabric activator. So moving forward, we're just going to do a quick knowledge check. In real-time analytics solution, how can fabric activator be utilized to manage dynamic inventory systems? A, by visualizing inventory trends over time in Power BI report. B, by defining rules to trigger reorder actions when inventory levels fall below a specific threshold. C, by storing historical event data. So we're looking at the chat room for answers. And we also have what type of transformation should be applied if you need to calculate the maximum temperature recorded by a sensor every minute. So I'll be looking at the chat box for answers. Yeah, so I'm just seeing quite a response, and I'm really impressed that everyone is following. So aggregate function, let me see, that's number two, correct, from Samsung. This Samsung or thereabout, yeah, you are correct. So we are moving on to the next slide. We are also going to talk about this in detail, how to store and query our data. So if you're coming from a SQL background, you already know how to write queries in SQL. And we'll also be going to be applying the same terminology to KQL databases. So in KQL databases, you see a host of tables, stored function, views, and shortcuts. So you already know that. Let me just say I will not just say they're interlinked, but coming from a background gives you that age or being familiar with this concept. You create views, functions in SQL, right? So for the language real-time analytics to understand is custom query language. So you also be seeing KQL query data set. And a preview of how this is just a preview of how our event house look like. So moving forward, this is the language we'll be using to query our data set. We have stop, take 10. It means for this example, okay, let me see, querying data. Yes, so we are working in querying data. So for this example, in this example, KQL query statement, we have SQL query statement, right? But in this one, we are using KQL query statement. So in this example is showing us how to query our data using, this example is showing us how to query our data using custom queried language. So in this example, you can see that it's asking us to retrieve 10 rows from a table named stock. So it's recognizing text 10 and already have a link. If you want to learn custom queried language, you can search up learn period microsoft.com custom queried language. So Microsoft Learn is a very good, I should call it a university if you're just starting out learning anything Microsoft product. So moving forward, you see the example below, stop, take 10. This example means that we are retrieving 10 rows from a table named stock. Unlike in SQL, where we write select high street from table, and we'll filter maybe limit by 10. So that's in. And other flavors uses select a visit select top 10, something like that. So for a query statement consists of a table name. You are familiar with this already, followed by one or more operators. Text, they use the word take. They don't use select. So in custom language, it's different. It uses take, filter, transform, aggregate, or join. So those are their those are their statements. So in KQL, rather in SQL, we use select, from, where, right, limit. But in custom query language, we use take. Take is means retrieve the first 10 rows. We use filter, we use transform, and we use aggregate function. So I hope that is explanatory enough compared to when you're writing SQL and you are saying select top 10 high streak from stock. But this one said stock, take 10. And we'll also be coming over to explain why we use the pipe function. So this is an example of real-time. This is how to visualize real-time analytics data. This is how to visualize your real-time analytics data. So if you have, maybe you're working real-time and it says, oh, that particularly your data, if you're working real time and you have an alert, oh, that your business or your sales has improved by 5%. So is this visual? This visual is in real time. You're seeing your visuals in real time. So it's going to tell you, oh, when this particular product was bought, how this particular, like how this when this particular sales was made, who was the one that made the sales, and everything is, it makes decision faster. It tracks your performance live, and is also another example, another key benefit of using real-time data that it improve your customers' experience. So moving forward, we'll also be getting to the practical session and we'll be seeing a lot of things practically. Okay, I think I did this. I'll also be, okay, yeah, I think I have another question that says to create a real-time dashboard that displays data from which technology can be used to write query for the dashboard cells. You're already familiar with this, the language using in real time. And we also have in what way, I think someone answered this question already. In what way does Activator enhance automated decision making processes in real time analytics data? A, by visualizing data trends over several months. B, by storing all alerts in the local files for later reviews. B, by triggering predefined actions when specific conditions Ahmed. So I'll just be checking the chat box to see if we have the correct answer. So moving forward, let's see things practically. I've seen all the answers, so let's practice. We have a lot to do for today. Um, I have my fabric I have my fabric warehouse. This is my fabric warehouse. So we are going to be starting out with, you already know how to create we're going to get started with real time practically. So you already know how to create your workspace. I've created our workspace and you can see that my workspace, whenever you create your workspace for the first time, the workspace is empty. So I'm also going to be showing us how to create an event stream. So how do you find and ingest real-time data from a streaming source? To do this, you're going to be starting with our real-time hub. So you can see that on my left screen, let's kindly confirm you can see my screen. So we can see my real time. This is my real time analytics hub. Create your workspace. This is my real time analytics hubs. So the session is actually going to be a very practical session. So sorry that we're just talking a whole lot in the other sessions. I'm going to switch back. This is my real time analytics hub. So if you are coming to this, if you are working here for the first time, you have this pop-up that you need to verify your identity to proceed. So let me just click on continue. Just give me a minute. I don't know why it's not displaying a code for me. I think I'm just going to take this out. I'm just going to say, I don't know why it's not displaying a code for me. So I'm just going to say, don't show this again. If you're just starting out. I'm just going to say get started. So this is how my real time data, this is how my real time hub looks like. So in your real time hub, you can just find and manage sources of streaming your data. So this is my real time hub. You can see this is how to connect to my data sources. Is it through data sources, Azure sources, subscribe to Fabric events, Azure events? So this is list of data stream table, owner, items, workspace, and so on and so forth. So these are the list of workspaces I have, and get started with real-time hub. So we are going to be exploring a lot of this. So you could also have another one here that says double start your experience using sample data. So for this, I'm going to be selecting my data source. So when I click on this plus icon, you see, I'm going to be selecting my data source. So on your data source, these are just inbuilt data sources for you to connect with. So I'm going to be connecting with my stock data source. So I'm on my stock market. So this is my stock market. I'm going to click on connect. So when I click on connect, you can choose to edit your event stream name. So instead of writing event stream, I'm going to change it to stock data. So you could see you don't keep spaces when writing them. You can either use an underscore or you can just use a dash. I'm just going to leave it at that. So this is my new stock name, stock data. So when I create my stock data, you'll see that it has automatically changed. This stream name has automatically changed to stock data stream. So since my stream name has automatically changed to stock data stream, I'm just going to click on next. So let me change my source to stock. So let me just change it to stock. So when I change it to stock, I'm just going to click on next. So you can see that on my next, this is my stock market, and I'm using my stock data set. So my stock name, this is my event stream, is stock data. So the stream name is stock data stream. So moving forward, I'm just going to click on connect. So I'm just going to click on connect and wait for it to open my event stream. So remember that your event stream is like a live data pipeline. So you can see, I'm going to say, so let me click on open event stream. So this is how, okay, let's let this load, and you're just going to have a view of how my event stream looks like. I'm connecting data from different sources, and these different data, as you can see, it's looking like a live pipeline. My event stream, while that is still loading, my event stream will show the stock source and the stock data stream on this device, on this Canva. So you can see that this is my stock, this is my source, which is the stock. This is my stock data, and this is where you can switch to edit or transform your event data. You can also use this plus icon. So this is how my stock, this is how my stock look like. You can change this format. You can change, okay, the only recommended format is your JSON format. So you can see time, symbols, sector, security type, bid price, and so on and so forth. So this is my stock data. This is just a preview of my stock data. So over in this event stream, I can choose to, in this my events stream, I can choose to edit my data. I can choose to transform my data. You can see can just use this plus icon, but we won't be working with that. The next thing we are going to do, we want to create an event house. Now, what does this event house does? The events, we have created an event stream that has injected our real-time stock data. But currently, you can see that we don't have anything on it. So we are going to create an event house where we are going to store this data in a table. This you can see. So we are going to store this data in a table. So I'm going to switch back to my menu tab. On my menu tab, I'm going to go back to on my home tab. I'm going to click on new, not workspace rather. I'm going to go switch back to my workspace. I'm going to click on new item and I'm going to search for event house. So you see them pop up. This is the event stream, real time, and so on with no code experience, capture, transform. You can transform your data. So this is your event house. So I would also say that your event house is similar to a lake house. So this is where you load structured, unstructured, and query data and stream data for querying. So this is where you store your data. Your event house is for storage, just like we have your lake house, your warehouse. So your event house is for storage. And we also have your event stream. So event stream is similar to the Power Query editor window where you edit your data, you transform your data, you clean your data. You can say, you can clean, you can transform, extract, and load your data. So by the end of this session, I'm going to ask us the difference between an event house and an event stream. So I'm going to click on event stream. And when I click on event stream, it's going to ask me to give my data. You just give it any name of your choice. So I'm just going to say DSN event. I don't know, I'm just going to just say event house one. So let's just give it that event house one. So I'm just going to give it create. So I'm just going to create this event house. So now that my event house, as I don't want to take it all, let me just, now that you could see if you're just starting out as a beginner, you would see this. So now that my event house has been created, you can see that this is my KQL database. I hope you are following. Please just confirm that you are following me on the chat box. No, you're asking me, can event house and event stream have the same name? They cannot have. Your event house, your event house is like your lake house one, lake house two. Your event stream is your Power Query, is similar to Power BI in your Power Query editor. So this is my event house. This is my event house. This is my event house name. You can use this drop down if you want to change the name. That's you can use the drop down. So this is my event house. So in my event house, so you can see at this corner, my event house has my KQL database has the same name as my event house, not my event stream. My KQL database has the same name as my event house. So in this event house, you can create your real-time data, your database, or create your additional database. So in this, I'm just going to be selecting my database. So if my database, I'm going to be selecting this database. This is the database we're going to work with. So you can see that having selected the database, so this is my event house. Let me switch back. This is my event house. So this is why it's selected. This is my event house. This is why I selected. So of my database, you'd notice that there is no data in my database. You notice that there's no data in my database. There are currently no tables in the query. So how do we solve this problem? So I'm going to go to my KQL database and I'm going to say or get data. So when I get data, you're already seeing this event stream. So for event stream, I'm going to select existing event stream. So in this my event stream, I'm just going to search for, I'm going to create a new table name and I'm going to call it stock. That's going to be my new table name, stock, and it's going to ask me my warehouse. So my warehouse, I'm using DSN Real. My event stream is my stock data, and my stream name, of course, it's already ticked. So everything is like a low code tool. So when you just understand the logic behind it, and everything is just going to be automated for you. So having done that, I'm just going to click on next. We're just waiting for that to load. So now that my data is loaded, I'm just going to select finish. You can inspect your data. You could see that, is it? Yeah, it was on a horizontal bar. You can inspect. Or let me see if I have all the tables in my data. So that horizontal bar, I'm just trying to save time. That horizontal bar helps you move your data forward and backward. So it to check if you have your data, if your data tables are completed. So you're completed rather. So I'm just going to you can see what can you do with this data. You can explore the results, and so you can even create a new dashboard, but we would be coming to that later. I'm just going to close this because we want to query our data. So this is a preview of how my event house look like. So this is a preview of how my event house look like. And you can also see that this is a connection between the stream and the table that has been created. So you know I created a table, and this is a connection between the stream rather and the table. So if I should, this is your data preview. This is a preview of our data. This is a preview of our data, top 100 records from the last how many days. Your query insight, you just play around this. This is your query time. This is just the back end information, but we are just looking at our table. So on this our table, the next thing we are going to be doing is, you see it's working real time, data activity tracker. You're seeing everything in real time. Initially, it wasn't this bad that we had. So if I just play around this, you're just going to see a lot of interesting insights. So moving forward, in our menu bar on the left hand side of our real-time hub, so we are going to go to our menu bar and I'm going to click on my stock data stream. So let's go up here and I'm going to click on open. So I'm going to switch back to real-time hub. And on the real-time hub, I'm going to click on our stock data stream and I'm going to click on open. No, just giving one more. Okay, yes, so this is what I mean by the stock data, not the, I'll switch back to my If I switch back to my real-time hub, you'll notice where I open, I click on my real stock stream, and I had an icon that says opened event stream. So this is how a preview of how it will look like. So in this exercise, you have seen how we have created a simple event stream that captured real-time data and it has been loaded into a table that captures. This is our event house. This is our event house. This is a preview of our event house which shows active. So you have seen how to create a very simple event stream that captures real-time data and you have loaded them into a table. And the next thing we are going to be doing transformation, aggregate functions. For an example, we can see how to capture the average price of each stock over 5 minutes period. So that's what we are going to be doing. So in on my menu, you can see that I'm in my menu. This is my menu. On the left hand side, I'm going to be selecting my event house. So this is my event house. I'm just going to be selecting my event house. So in my event house, I'm just going to click on, okay, you could see KQL query set, query record, notebook, real-time dashboard will also be coming to real-time dashboard. So I'm just going to go to the query set in my database. So this is my database. This is my event house. You can hover around it. So if you notice that in my event house, I can't query my data except I switch to my database. So you remember how we got our data? We got our data through event stream. You can see existing event stream. So you can get data from local files and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to click on KQL query set. So when I click on KQL query set, you're just going to modify with any name of your choice. So I'm just going to say, let's just say query one, and I'm just going to click on create. So this is how it looks like. You see your table name and it shows you text. So it's just going to show you a walk around. So it shows you here are two articles that can help you get started with KQL. KQL reference guide. This is a KQL reference guide. KQL to KQL conversion, SQL to KQL conversion. This is a cheat code, and you can also use tick to view a sample of the number of records in your table and check the data. So they're asking me for my table name, and this is my table name stock. So remember, this is my data source. This is my data source. This is my event house. So please don't forget that. So this is my data source. So remember how we got data from our data source. You can also have data from other different sources. So I'm going to change this from your lake house. I'm going to change it to stock. And remember, it is case sensitive. So I'm using the stock here. So I'm just going to have this highlighted and I'm going to run this. So this is a preview of our data. We have time, we have symbols, we have sector, security type, bill, bid price, bid size, and so on and so forth. So another thing you can also work with, you can work with your count function. You take your table name here if you want to count and so on. But we'll be going to the next one that talks about the R. So for the R, I'm going to say that asking me for my table name. I'm going to reference my table name to stop. We want to query to return the number of injections per hour in a given table. So for this, I'm going to use my pipe function where I'm going to see is telling me where. I'm going to say where time. I'm going to put that in single bracket. Where time is greater than a goal. I'm going to say 5 minutes. And I'm going to say summarize. You don't have injection count. So we are giving it a name. So we are going to say summarize average price. It's just like alias. So we don't have injection count. We don't want to use injection count. So we are going to use, you can go through your tables, time, symbols, sectors. So we are going to use average price. We want to see the average price. So this is where we change the count function. We use average. So average to decimal is more like we are going to convert. So we are going to say to decimal. So you already see the value. You convert input to a decimal number. We want to convert this bit price. We want to convert bit price to a decimal number, and we are going to close the bracket. Since we are not using injection time, so we are going to take that out. So after converting that, we are going to say we use the next pipe, and we are going to say, give me a minute. This is where we are going to say project. This selects the columns to include rename. So it also helps you with the syntax. Oh, I don't know this for the first time. This goes a long way to help you. So this include your project. That's how do you want to order your columns? That's what your project does. How do you want to order your columns? So I'm saying order by symbols. Let me take this out a bit. So I want to say order, that's project, order by symbols, and also my average price. You see that my alias, like SQL, is not created at the end. It's not created, so it's created inside our data transformation. So I'm just going to say symbols, comma, average price. So symbols is here, average price is here. So having done that, I'm just going to quickly run this, and we're going to see I'm having an error. Stock 5 minutes. We want to see our stock that it was greater than 5 minutes. And we also say, I think I've not closed one bracket. Okay, by symbol, average price by symbol. Okay, yeah, we didn't reference that. Average price by symbol. So order by symbol and order by average price. So I'm just going to quickly, sorry, sorry, I'm not feeling too well. So I'm just going to quickly run this. And you can see the average price. You can see the average price for NSFT. You can see the average price for NFFT. You can also see the average price for BMZM and HOOJ. So this is how to write your stock. So let me just explain this. I know this is a lot to take in. It's actually not difficult. With consistency and practice, you get there. So let me just explain this. Your stock is my table name. So this is my table. Remember when I was talking about materialized views, shortcut, and functions? So just like you have views, functions in SQL, you also have it in your data. So we have stock. So what does stock do? Stock is our table name. And we have where time ago, 5 minutes. This is the time span. If I should overrun anything, you see it goes with overrun. So oh yes, ago. This is our timestamp. So this is a column containing the timestamp for each stock event. This ago means 5 minutes ago from now. That's what I mean, 5 minutes ago from now. So I'm telling it, only keep the rows where time is within 5 minutes. So that's what I'm saying. Only keep the rows where time is within 5 minutes. And I'm also going to say summarize. Summarize in the sense of this summarize is this summarized average price, the second function is doing, this groups the remaining data by stock. So you can see it's grouping it by NSFT, BMZM, and so on. It's grouping it by these symbols. This price This is a price someone is willing to buy this stock at. So this is the bid price. And I'm saying make sure this bid price is treated as a number. So this average is just give us the average price of this stock. So another thing you should also notice that for each stock symbol, I'm saying calculate the average bid price from the last 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes ago. That's what I mean. So project symbol average. So what do they do? This simply means that I'm saying only show the symbol and only show the symbol and average price in detail in the result, which simply means hide other columns. That's what I mean. It simply means hide other columns. So the next thing I want to explain is what does the pipe function does. So what does the pipe function does? The pipe function takes the first argument. So it's just like let me just say, just like you have means import numpy as np, all those stuffs. So this pipe function, the pipe function takes the first argument, process it takes the first argument and send it into the next argument. So that's what the pipe function does. It says stop. This is my table name where stop. This is my table name. Wait time ago. 5 minutes. Just give me wait. We had 5 minutes ago. So it takes the result from this previous step and pass it into the next step. So this project says hide other columns, but display only symbol and average price. So I hope you understand what I mean by project. Project selects specific columns. Summarizes the data, and is this my word is filtering. So that's what I meant by filter, is filtering the rows of my data. So you could also say if I had where status is equals to completed and stuff like that. So moving forward, the next one we want to quickly see, we want to see how to create a dashboard. I hope you are following, you understand what I mean. I hope it's not too difficult. Consistency, you'll get there. So if you have any question, you can always ask. So in the absence of no question, we are going to see how to create a live dive, a real-time dashboard. So now we have a table. So we want to create a real-time dashboard with this table. So I'm just going to have this highlighted. So I have this highlighted because we're running another table where we said take 100. So I have this highlighted and I'm going to say pin to live dashboard. So it's pin to live dashboard pops up with a notification, and I'm going to say in a new dashboard. So dashboard name, we are going to call it stock dashboard. So for stock dashboard, sell name should just be the average prices. So I'm just going to leave this optional. Open dashboard after sales creation. I'm just going to leave that optional, and I'm going to create on and click on create. So this is the view of my live dashboard. So in my live dashboard, I can actually edit my live dashboard. So in this my viewing, I'm just going to, you see that this my viewing is restricting me from viewing. So I'm just going to use this drop down, switch from viewing to editing just to make changes. I don't like this dashboard I'm seeing. It's giving me a default dashboard, which is the table dashboard. I'm just going to switch from viewing, I want to edit to make corrections. So when it opens, you could see I can actually, I've changed my view to, I've changed from viewing to editing. So of my edit, you can see this pencil icon, right? That is what I switch from viewing. This one is view the data but make no changes. Editing means make changes to your data. So I'm going to have this selected. I'm going to have this selected and I'm going to click on, I want to change this to, I want to click on this. I want to change this to a table. So I'm going to click on this edit. You can see edit. How do I, if you want me to go back, we can always go back. So I don't need a table. So you can see this is the one, this is the particular query we selected. So instead of a table, I can switch to, do you need a bar chart? Do you need a column chart? Do you need an area chart? You need a line chart. In all these charts are not suitable for analysis. So I'm just going to go with a column chart. So going with a column chart, you can see you can just run a lot of things. You can turn off the legend. You can put the legend at the top. You can turn off the legend. You can see you can turn off the legend anyhow you want to work with it. You just play around it and so on and so forth. So these are you just play around it and so on and so forth. So having done that, I'm just going to click on apply changes. So when I applied my changes, you can see that I have changes. So how did I go back from there? It was using this edit button. This is a visual type. I can change, go up, you can play around with, do you need a table? Do you need a bar chart? But I want to go with a column chart and I click on apply changes. So at the top of this, you would see that I have applied changes to modify my dashboard. So another thing I would also, you can choose to copy the link to your tells. You can also set an alert, which is what we want to do. So we want to set an alert in our dashboard. So you see where I clicked, I use these three ellipses and I clicked on set alert. So to set an alert, let me fix this up. So to set an alert, you can see run query every 5 minutes, one run query every 15, 30 hours, and so on. So I'm just going to leave it at run queries every 5 minutes. So on one queries every 5 minutes on each event group by, I'm just going to leave that checked, symbol, average price. So now we comes to a condition. So what is a condition? A condition simply means increases. So I'm going to say increase by. It's asking me what value do I want to increase? I'm going to say I want to increase by 100 and so on and so forth. Do you want to increase by 70? Do you want to increase by 100? And the next one is the action. The action is telling us when it increases by, I said 100, send me an email, message me in Teams, run a fabric item. So I'm just going to leave this optional. Anyone you want to work with is fine. So I'm just going to leave other things optional. My item name, create any name of your choice. I can just say any unique name of your choice for your item name. I can just leave it as create a new name, any unique name of my choice. I can just leave it at my activator and I'm just going to click on create. So you have seen how we have created an alert. So if this increases by 100, it's going to send an alert to us. We are going to receive an alert. Oh, that if the stock prices changes more than 100, the activator will send an email and the alert will be recorded in history. Oh, we have an increase by 100%. We have a decrease by 100% and so on and so forth. So you could see alerts created, alert was also created in my activator. When the condition you set is met, you can open the activator to view the events and so on and so forth. save my activator stock dashboard. This is the source on each event group by symbol. When average price increases by 100, send me an email. So if we choose, you can choose to open, but I'm just going to leave that closed. So that is how to create an event stream, and this is how to start set an alert. I don't know if you have any questions. Actually, I was actually looking at wrapping up my class before 12, but I've at least kept to time. So I don't know if you have any question, you let me know. Oh, you don't understand the average to decimal function. So this is, I don't know how to put this. So this is a different language entirely. So what do we mean by average to decimal function? It's we are telling it change like what I'm trying to say is the summarize average price, where average price in bracket to decimal bid price. We're trying to say change our bid price. So let's switch back. Let's switch back to the table to have a view. Let me go back to okay. Let me X this out. Let's switch back to is it query? So let me save. I've saved those changes. Mm. Let me go to my query. This is where I was writing the query. So let's run this for you to see what I mean by that. Before then, let's look at a table. So you can look at this, my bid price. This, my bid price is in 330 period 63. I'm saying make sure that the bid price is treated as a number. That's what I mean, average to decimal. So if you click on this average to decimal, it will give me average of the bid price, or treat it as a number. That's what I mean. Give me average of the bid price, or treat it as a number. So this is the bid price is in my column. So these symbols are my symbols. I want to find the average price of bid price. That's what I mean. Average to decimal. Make sure this bid price is treated as a number. That's what I mean. So make sure the bid price is treated as a number. So we simply says group the remaining data by stock symbols. So I was grouping the data by stock symbols and calculate the average bid price for each one of them. So the average bid price is in decimal number. So bid price is the price someone is willing to buy stock. That's what you should know. You are bidding a particular stock price for this. So this is the price someone is willing to buy. So which other question? Is that explanatory? I don't get your questions. You can also create real-time analytics if you open Power BI. I think you can also create, it's possible to, is it possible to create a dashboard like that of Power BI, or is just a chart, a visualization? I don't actually get your question. Your essence of the essence of pinning your dashboard, you want to see how, okay, this is just number. So this is, let's go back to this. The essence of dashboard is you're already tired of numbers. So this was not explanatory enough. You notice that it was actually in a table format. So I switch back to my stock dashboard, and it is easier for you to, don't you love how you see this? Don't you love seeing this thing in a dashboard instead of just seeing it in a table format? So this is what I mean. You switch it to a dashboard. So this is only in a viewing view. You can set an alert from here. Our alert is already set. So if there's any changes into this data, you will see. So is that all the questions? I think someone asked me a question. That was is Let me see. Yeah, since today is the end of the session, so all data set will be dropped. So someone asked me a question was can event house be event stream? Can event house and event stream have same name? So this is where I actually want to answer your question in details. So the both of them can have the same name, but it's not recommended. It's not, it's just like you living in a house. Of course, your parents can give birth to two girls and decide to call the two girls Mbotidem, right? They can. But it is not recommended because which particular Mbotidem are you referring to? So I'm just giving you a real life scenario. You give birth to twins, you call them Mbotidem. It is not recommended. So this is where you said, oh, I want to differentiate between the both of them. I can call this one Paul, I can call this one John. So it's actually, yeah, technically, yes, that technically they can have the same name, but it's not recommended. So because actually you won't even know which one is collecting the data. You won't even know which one is routing the data in Fabric. So that's what I mean that they can have the same name, but it's not recommended. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, you can have more than one dashboard. You just have to, let me see, you just have to switch back to my event house. You can just okay, let's quickly not event house. So let's go back to query set one. So let's quickly see. Let's quickly work on I say control C. Let's see stock. Let's take 50. Let's have this highlighted and run. It can't, that can't text. So let me just paste this. So let's work with another example in just in 10 minutes. Let's work with another example and create a dashboard to pin. So I can just say wait time. What do I have in the dashboard? Just let me switch back to my Let's switch back to this and see what we have on the dashboard. Okay, should we say bit size? So let's switch we can switch time to 10 minutes ago. We can also, let's leave it at 10 minutes ago. This one is give us only these two tables and so on and so forth. So let's just use just 10 minutes ago. So this is for 10 minutes ago. Or should we give it 20 minutes ago? Let's see something different. So I have this highlighted and I have this executed. It's still giving me the same figures. Okay, because okay, so it doesn't matter. So let's just go to pin. Remember when you want to pin your dashboard, you have it highlighted, especially when we have different queries here. So we have this so I say pin to, we already have an existing dashboard, remember? So I can just say, if you choose in a new dashboard, we don't want to choose in a new dashboard. So we are going to say an existing dashboard. So this is an existing dashboard. So I've selected and I have clicked on add. This is a dashboard name, stock name. We can just say, was it by 10, right? So let's see by 10, and I'm going to say create. So you can see we can have two dashboard. You can also come to, I can change this from viewing to editing, make changes. Okay, rather I should change from here. So you see, let's go back. Okay. So I can just, I don't need you in tables. I need you either in a pie chart. So let's leave it in a pie chart. So I'm just going to leave other values and I'm just going to click on apply changes. So when I apply changes, you can see that when I apply changes, you can see that I have you can even revert your selection. You can see this is by 10. This is the name of my dashboard. This one is for average prices. And I can also set an alert. So I can use this ellipsis. You can see set an alert. You can also come to edit. You can edit. You want to change it. So if you don't want to change, you can also change it to this is I think the chat is fine. It's just for a demo session. So this is how it is, NFTs and so on and so forth. So you can just set alert. You can set an alert. You say, oh, I want to see an alert by 20 minutes, 5 minutes, and so on and so forth. So we just want to set an alert. When average price, what is the condition? Let's say changes from 100. So you can just set an alert and so on and so forth. You can just set an alert and so on. So yes, you can have two or more dashboard. This is for real-time data. But I think I've answered your questions. I think I just answered your question, and this is the response that we can have another dashboard. You can see this is another dashboard. You can create as many dashboards as you want. You want to see how well either your customers are making sales or your if you have any other question, see if I hover around, you just see my chat and so on. So how do we practice with what we have taught? Yes, like I said, you can, if you have a Power BI developers account, you can practice with what you have learned so far. So also have another question with Fabric, do you need to learn Excel, Power BI? I think that's just outside the scope of what we are teaching, or just concentrate on mastering Fabric. I would also say that technology is advancing. That's just my answer. I don't want to give any advice, but I'll just say the world is advancing. For example, we're no longer in that time of should I say, a static kind of war. So we are now in a dynamic war. So even you don't know tomorrow, they would say some companies will say, "Oh, we're starting incorporating Fabric in our workplace." Other companies may choose to still use Power BI. Other companies may still use to use Excel. So it's just still keeping ahead with technology. Like I said, you don't need to learn everything in Fabric. Just focus on a particular ecosystem, a data science, a data engineering, real-time analytic ecosystem, and you'll be fine with it too. If I've answered your question, it's not an advice, like I said, it's just a suggestion. So I think, so do I have any other question? Yeah, another thing is thank you very much for showing up consistently for the number of days we have had this session. And I'm sure it has been a very insightful session. All right, so thank you very much for having me once again. So if you also have any questions, you can always reach out. Our chat still continue on the Telegram platform. And thank you very much for having me. I guess you don't have any other question for me because I'm about to go.
Wow, wow, wow. Great delivery, great delivery. Thank you so much, Ngotidem, for doing this for us. Thank you so much for taking us on this journey. Please confirm you can hear me. Yeah, everybody say thank you so much for this insightful session. It's been a journey, it's been a learning experience, end-to-end data analytics with Microsoft Fabrics. I want to believe everybody now, at least we have a clue of what Microsoft Fabrics is all about. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mboti, for taking your time to do this for us. I'm so excited and we hope to keep learning. Yeah. Just a minute, let me bring up my screen again. Okay, yeah, so the campaign for the physical meetup has been on. Like I said, it's very important for you to also join this. I mean, in the community, we're very heavy on physical interaction. We're heavy on making sure that you interact with other members in the community. So please do well to scan this code to participate in the upcoming DSN Free Eye Classes physical meetup. And the hackathon and project participation is also live. Yes, so this is actually an opportunity for you to key into it and then to test what you've been learning. I mean, the purpose of learning is to actually, let me say, turn it into something tangible. And the only way you can turn it into something tangible is by participating in an hackathon or participating in a project, something more like an assessment for you to use to test your knowledge. So the Free Eye Classes hackathon and project participation is live. So please do well to register and participate in it. So by the time you register, you are going to be receiving subsequent information. And then we've been dropping the attendance link in the chat. If you are here to fill your attendance, let me tell you the reason why you need to fill it. Like I said, the journey to the boot camp start with the Free Eye Classes. So we monitor this. Did you participate in the free classes? Did you participate in the hackathon and project participation? If you participate in the pre-boot camp learning, then you can qualify to be at the DSNAI boot camp. So very important for you to fill this attendance form. And even at the end of the year, as promised, we are going to be issuing out the certificate of participation to acknowledge that you've actually been an active committee member through there. So it's very important whenever you see anything like this come up on the screen, I mean the attendance link, always fill the form. Yeah, thank you so much. And the feedback form, every time we try to get feedback because we believe there's much to do. And I mean, there are so many ways to do things. So we want to hear your honest opinion on how we can deliver more, how we can best provide what you need, basically. So this form is anonymous. I keep repeating this because it's actually anonymous, which means that we won't see your name or your mail address. We won't see your details by the time you fill the form. Yeah, so we're only going to be getting your response. So feel free to share your honest opinion about our delivery so that we can do better. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone. It's been a pleasure hosting you for a whole week. And this is going to be the end of the virtual part of the DSN 2025 free art classes. So we're done with the virtual live sessions now. The only thing remaining for us is the physical meetup. And then we'll move to our hackathon and project participation, which is live already for you to register. And so once you register, you will receive further information on how to participate. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. It's also very, very important that you share this good news. You share this good news with everybody. So that's why we always bring this screen on so that you can see, you can follow us on all our social media channels. So you can follow us on all our social media. So this session is recorded. It's going to be available on our DSL YouTube channel before today runs out. So all previous recordings are also uploaded on the DSL YouTube channel. So you can check through the DSN YouTube channel before today runs out. You are going to be seeing this because there's always a lot to take in a very short time. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating. So the conversation continues on the Telegram group. If you have any question, Mbotidem is on the Telegram group to provide responses, to provide support. Yeah, because uh, one thing is to be a part of the class, but another thing is to practicalize it when you are at your comfortable time, in your convenient time, and there will be questions. I mean, there will be several questions. So feel free to drop your questions. Your learning journey, share it online. Let everybody see what you are doing. It's very important. Very important that you give yourself visibility. Oh, I just learned end-to-end data analytics with Microsoft Fabric. Stack DSM will be so happy to give you visibility by retweeting, by liking your post and reposting it everywhere. Thank you so much, everyone, for dialing in. Do enjoy the rest of your day and have a great weekend. Bye, everyone.